Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and notifications button for all the good stuff we've got coming.
I remember everything he said except for I always wondered what happened to him when he disappeared backstage. And so I just
And you're
I did what he said, but and kept the thing going. And I still don't know. And now I know to this day what that is. So,
Oh,
but I did my job.
you sure did.
All right, Boz,
Mm.
what brought you to the Rep or the Milan Theater Company?
Bruce and Barbara, uh, they they kind of came to Burns Bar, which was
Oh,
near Wayne State, and I was in the theater department there um as a beginner kind of situation, and I mean, I had been working at the Unstable Theater, which was an independent, off Woodward kind of theater. Uh, but and now I get talking about that, and I forget what we were talking about.
So,
Yeah, that's where they asked me if I wanted to work in their theater, and that's how I got there, and I came and I fell in love with the place and how they worked and the people that I worked with, and I just stayed with them. And I think that was in 1963. And the first little show I did to them actually was they wanted to see what the theater could do, and we put it on for them at a school. And it was the first time that the National uh, Council for the Arts gave out money, and the Detroit Rep was one of the receivers for theater. And this is what led into the the programs where we went to all of the different schools in Detroit, and then we also did yes, the
or the
Living Tech. Yeah, that's what led to that uh, going around too. And I remember I think we did, what was it, Wally, 81 shows in 80 days or something like that, or
well, I know. We just were really cranking them out. Yep.
right? And it was almost like a new school every day. And that, and then that's when we became an equity house. Was when we got that big uh,
the
money
grant.
from the government.
Hmm.
It's a grant, I think that, yeah, that's what they call it. But and then that's also how that mixes in with how we got our own theater, because we were a touring company before that. And I remember getting there first thing in the morning. I even remember one time I had to go up on the roof and bang on Bruce's window up there to wake him up and say, "Hey, let's get going here." And what? And yeah, then and then it was just the theater grew from there. Of course, was I grew there too. It took me, I think, about 12 years of working with that theater before I really felt that I could call myself an actor. Petrified Forest was a play that we did. And, I think I was about 30 years old at that time. And I played Grandpa. He was he was an old desert rat who he was probably 80 years old. And it was the first time in a show that I got all the way through, remembered all of my lines, remembered all of the blockings, remembered I couldn't stand up fast because I'm an old man. And, all of the techniques and things that actors do came together for me in that show. And I remember my favorite line from that was, "Well, now, when you talking about pioneering, you talking about something I can tell you a few things about. Did I ever tell you about the time I met Billy the Kid?" And, and that was my character. And I didn't have that many lines, but I loved that. And then, it goes on and on. And what a nice career to be able to get parts like in Three Penny Opera and on down the many years now. I worked as stage manager, I worked as director, I worked as actor, and I worked in the office. And
And you were a teacher.
Thank you, Wally.
yes, one of the best things for me working as an instructor in the workshop was how much I learned, because if you teach people, you learn along with them. That came about in 1975, and I had been, irritating Bruce and Barbara, saying we need to have a actors workshop. And I was so young then, and looked so young and sounded so young, that Bruce waited until we got Robert Williams. And Robert Williams says, "Well, I'll help him." And with Robert, Bruce said, "Well, okay, we'll give it a try." And that was the beginning of the workshop in 1975. That was so much fun to make discoveries as a result of what my students did. and I always loved that, and then of course I think I became famous at sometimes because my students would always say, "I can't do that," and I would say, "Yes, you can. Get up there."
Yeah, those are cold hard facts. He's the reason I auditioned for my first show at the Rep. I was in Boz's class, and we were going to do the no play, no niggers, no Jews, no dogs, and he said you're good, and I said okay, thank you, and I was headed out the door. He was like, you should audition for this, and he brought in the audition notice, and I psyched myself up, and I went, and the rest is history. But that is all attributed to Bill Boswell believing in me. So yeah, for sure. What?
Boz, are you responsible for the if you miss a class, you don't get your certificate policy of the Actors Workshop?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Lots of people have been moaning about that, but saying that what a pain it was back then and how grateful they are now.
It really did
that
teach you discipline.
wasn't there. Yeah.
And Milford Dean, if you were late, you would not get in class. You would not get in class.
And I don't have much more to say about the theater, except they were kind to my wife, Gilda Snowden, and she did the art in the lobby program. She started that as I think as soon as we were married, and in '87, and then she did that, and she finally passed away in 2014. Damn, what a wonderful way to find a life.
Hmm.
It was a wonderful life for me.
Hmm. Here, here. Yeah.
Thank you, Boz.